everyone. Hi, welcome. How are you all today? Welcome to Tarot Tuition yet again with me, Anne-Marie. Do say hello. It's lovely to have your company and thank you. I can see people joining us already. Please do let me know if the sound is okay and excuse any background noise. It's beyond my control sometimes with the street animals that I rescue. I'm sure they'll be quiet in a moment. So for now, what are we going to be looking at tonight? Well, we're carrying on with our journey through the tarot cards where we are looking tonight at the High Priestess. The High Priestess, wow, what a wonderful, wonderful card. Hi, Victor. Lovely to see you. Yes, I'll let you know when. Victor's coming in a little bit later on, as in he would like to have some guidance, as in from you guys, from me. It's all about learning tarot. Hi, hello, hi. Look at this, we've got some lovely messages coming up already. Thanks very much, Victor. Lovely to have you. Hi, Agus. How are you? Hi, Zoe. Hello. Thank you so much. So, High Priestess. So, what we're doing on this channel now is we're going through one card at a time. And it's Thursday, isn't it? By the way, let's just remember to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I do hope you're having a wonderful time. I'm sure that people will be with their families, enjoying things, waking up and having a very busy day. So if you watch us, as in maybe in the catch-up or the recorded version, we do hope you have a wonderful day. Hi, Sherry. How are you doing? Lovely. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Sherry. Lovely to see you. I hope you've got some time for yourself now, as in I hope it's a special day of rest and whatever you want it to be, okay? Just take care of you and your loved ones. All right, my darling. Thank you so much for that. Lovely. Lovely old Victor's welcoming. Goes, that's so nice. Sherry, hi. It's lovely to have you all along. So, we're going to look at the High Priestess. We've done the Fool, we've done the Magician, and if you've not seen those, well, you can go and watch them on the recorded version. But I want to actually do it as an interactive card with you so that you can ask questions, and if there's anything that you're stuck on, there's certain cards we're all going to go, oh crikey, what does that mean? It can be, gosh, daunting, especially if you work with one card on their own. But we've got to begin, haven't we? We've got to start with the basics and kind of get there and go, right, what's this one all about? And that's what tonight's about. And on Tuesdays, we will be supporting you with combining the card that we've done on Thursday with showing you how to actually combine cards together, okay? So don't miss that one, okay? And, oh, bless you, Victor. That's so nice of you. Lovely. Okay, with no further ado, let's hope my scene changes here, all right? So there she is, our beautiful High Priestess. Well, this is the Lady of the Tarot who is mysterious and quiet. All will be revealed in time is what this card means. So this is someone who has psychic influence. Many books say it's a woman. Come on, it's got to be that it's anybody. But really, we're all psychic animals, humans. We all have that psychic ability. It's about getting in touch with that allows you to strengthen that ability, just like when you do an exercise and you strengthen a group of muscles. And the more you use it, the easier it is. But it's very hard to feel that you are, I know what it's like. You do courses and they go, gosh, you've got it now, off you go. And you kind of go, I don't feel like I have. And when we are trying to tap into our intuition, we are in a place where we are trying very hard to actually tune into that And the harder we try, the more we can go blank and the more we can kind of cause ourselves a whole load of, I don't know what I'm doing. I think this is my influence. Okay. And some tips once I've talked about the High Priestess that I will be showing you a little bit further down in this tutorial tonight. And with no further ado, I want to say that one of the best things you can do, and the advice from the High Priestess card, is to allow yourself that spiritual insight, to trust your own intuition, and that will guide you. It's about being still, and it's about looking at the mysteries that we actually want to tap into. But guess what? They're all inside of you. So where the magician is full of willpower, and he's got all the tools on the table, and he's quite a genius, it's all about him using that will to actually make it happen. But the High Priestess is the opposite of that. It's about holding back, going within, almost doing nothing. And that's hard to do, because what we think is we're lazy, we are in a place where we feel under pressure that we should be doing, going all the time, and life's too fast. It is. But our actual lesson at this time that we're lucky enough to be living in is to be able to balance this wonderful modern world of technology and to still be able to have one foot in our spiritual self. And that means connecting within. That's what the High Priestess is telling you. Now, if we look at her, okay, there she sits, very upright, very straight, just like the magician, but quiet. And she's wearing a crown, and that crown is made up of moons. So we have the association with that white crown to Isis. And Isis is related to the Egyptian goddess, and it represents the moon's 3 phases. And that's the waxing, the full, and the waning. And you can see it now when you look at it, can't you? Okay. The black and white pillars that are either side of the High Priestess, with the letter B and J, are very similar to that of the chariot. But again, the chariot is about willpower, and the willpower to force things, to act on them, to be able to go, I'm going to make it happen. Whereas the High Priestess is quite the opposite of that. It's that kind of quietness, it's that being peaceful, looking into your harmony, your quietness, your solitude, finding your hidden talents. So it's the kind of thing that you need to kind of go, okay, it's a busy life, but you know what? I need to take time, and I need to do something creative or nothing. It's hard to do nothing, isn't it? You know, I know we all struggle with that. But, you know, if you run yourself a bath, if you give yourself, you know, a treat like a massage or reflexology, or you simply light a candle, or use some beautiful aromatherapy oils, or even spend some time, you know, on you, on your wardrobe, on how you want to look and how you want it all to go, so that you're focused on you. Because it's not, when you are quiet, you are able to connect to your psychic self. It's there. You don't need to kind of go, okay, right now I've got to meditate. Meditation is wonderful, and let me talk about that. Meditation is where we are. We're in meditation so many times in a day that we don't realize. And that's a form of daydreaming. And if you're pushing the thoughts, I must this, I must that, I must the other, I really want this, I really want that, and I'm just focusing on it. It's really a case of just allowing your thoughts to roll. So if you focus maybe on the flame of a candle, or some beautiful smells, like, you know, some of the aromatherapy oils that are uplifting or relaxing, lavender to relax, and citrus as in to uplift you, you know, orange is beautiful, bergamot or something like that, or something more psychic, whatever you want. Also, having some crystals around you will help you balance back to you. because you're giving all day long and you're picking up all the energy from everybody around you. So this is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is you. It's an aspect of you. And the B and the J that are written on the pillars they represent the duality. And that duality is the yin and the yang, like the night and the day, as in the masculine and the feminine. The masculine in tarot, in this case, it's nearest to the High Priestess, it's the magician. She is the feminine. And you need both, okay? The B on the side of our High Priestess on the black pillar stands for Boaz. And Boaz is, the translation is quite simply in its strength, okay? And the J is for Jacob, and that's he shall establish. So very wise words. And the High Priestess is somebody that's very wise. And if you don't think it's you, it is you. But if you're not ready for that yet, and I do understand that, you need to spend time with yourself, How can you actually go inwards and work out what's next and what to do if you don't let your thoughts roll? And there's so much noise out there all the time from people and the distractions of life, and we're picking up their energy. And if you're picking up energy, you need to ground yourself in a simple way. As if you look behind me, you can see there's lots of greenery, trees. That's grounding yourself. Get out with nature. All that green behind me symbolizes that you're being supported by the universe. That's the color green. So it's really important that you get out there, because you've got the element of air, which will allow your communication to yourself, for your thoughts to roll. And when your thoughts roll, they'll just move on. Don't worry about what's coming in. Don't worry if you've got a shopping list in your head, or you're thinking, I must this, I must that, I must get this, I must do that. And what about so-and-so? And gosh, wonder what happened to them. That's all part of it. That's exactly what I'm saying, because that's all connections to you. And once that carries on rolling and you are actually allowing it, don't force it, just allow it. And don't concentrate too hard. The High Priestess is just about being quiet and knowing what it is that you need to know is within you, okay? So you can see on the High Priestess, she has a cross at the front of her chest, and that is equal in length and width. And it symbolizes, again, balance, peace, and the integration of the spiritual and the psychological. So this is what I mean, tapping into yourself. That's what you need to be able to do. You need to be in a place where you can connect with you. Imagine if I was talking to you, or a friend was talking to you, and we were at a concert or a football match, and there's so much noise from all these people and all this vibe that's going on, and I'm talking away, and you probably can't really hear everything that I'm actually saying to you because of the background noise. And that's what it's like when you are trying to tap in to your intuition. So there are tools, beautiful smells will relax you or uplift you. Music, wow, one of the biggest ones that you could actually do, and if that's a case, if you want to actually really enjoy some rock and some metal, or really be into a beat, as it were, rather than just classical or ambient music, that's fine, because that's your inner child coming out to play. So whatever it is that you enjoy. Some of the ones I absolutely love, as in that I always used to prepare myself for readings when I was kind of doing it full time. It's very different doing it on a part-time basis and then switching to full-time, and you think, oh, it should be an easy switch. It's not, because then it becomes your bread and butter, and you start going, oh my goodness, how am I going to actually manage on this? And, what will they keep coming back, or will they recommend me? All those questions, of course. So if that's what you want to do, you need to connect with yourself. And that's about allowing yourself that time, just like the High Priestess is telling us. And I'm saying all this because the High Priestess, that's the message from this card, to connect to you, to your own truth, to your own intuition. And allow all that noise. Don't fight it. Just let it roll. And then eventually, when everything feels that you are able to have a moment. And we do go into daydream. You know, we can be sort of looking at the television and not know what we're seeing, or listening to something and not heard anything about it. Um, that that is just a form of being in meditation, where you're connecting with yourself. When you are outside and it is calm and it is peaceful and you've got the elements, you've got that support from the universe, you've got the earth from everything that's around us. So, you know, you're walking on the earth and that's grounding you. You've got the air to allow your thoughts to be pure and to clarify and to communicate with yourself and others. And you've got that warmth from the sun. You may not be able to see it, but it's still up there. You know, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there, which is the fire of action. So again, that's the element. And you've also got water. Water's always somewhere near us. It's either underground, even if you're not near a brook or a stream or the sea or a river, don't worry, you know, you are near it. So it is absolutely what it's all about, okay? So if you look, you can see that she's holding what looks like a scroll, and it says Torah, and this represents the laws of the universe. And the pomegranates that's on the veil that's behind her, okay, are significant of germination and a union with the divine, okay? They're also linked to many things that show that we are able to have growth and that we are in a place of cheerfulness and that we can manifest things, we can make things grow. And that's what it's all about. But you're not going to be able to have things growing if you are in a place where you've got too much noise and you are influenced by the background effects that's going on. Okay. The other thing that I would mention with the High Priestess is we can see there's a crescent moon there, right at beneath her feet, you know, on the side of it there. It kind of almost looks like horns from the bull, doesn't it? But it is a crescent moon. And that is showing that it's the connection to the masculine principle in the seeds of life, but it's also the crescent moon and the phases that we go through. You know, as in when we're born, we are young, and then we go into middle age, and then we go into the crown. So again, that crown and that crescent-shaped moon are all significant of the passage of time. The blue flowing robe represents calm, purity, spiritual sort of aspects, beauty, and, you know, the fact that you are indeed able to communicate with yourself and the divine. But it's been at peace, and it's been in that place where you're able to make that connection. The High Priestess is very much a card of the future. Okay, so what that really means is if it comes up in a reading, it's important that you are able to know that this is saying this is not the right time. It's not saying no, it's just saying hold on. Yeah, the answers are all within you. And maybe you're jumping too quickly, maybe to a conclusion, or you just want to be able to say, gosh, I've got to do something and I'm going to jump that way. Well, a High Priestess is telling you to actually hold back, take time, and linger with your thoughts. Let your thoughts roll, you know? As I say, you know, unless you're actually giving yourself time, and, you know, that can be, as I said, wonderful crystals, bubble bath, being good to yourself, giving yourself a makeover, taking yourself off to bed, laying down 5 minutes, gazing into a candle, listening to some beautiful music. And there's so many wonderful tracks out there. One of my favorites was always a guy called Medwin Goodall, and I absolutely recommend him. It's just something that kind of came to me that I felt I need to share with you, because it was where I got started and it got me in the mood and it made me feel that I was connected, and it's very, very ambient music that really and truly, some of it's cheerful, some of it's dolphins, some of it's kind of um, medicine woman. That's one that I think you did 3 or 4 of those. Anyway, those kind of things are what's going to help. And books, just read. And it doesn't have to be something on the spiritual. Just read. Allow yourself time. Yeah. Um, I'm being asked if people want to come in about 5 minutes. Yeah, around about that time. We are. That sounds good to me. So Zoe's sort of kind of getting ready, and that's lovely. Um, I just want to mention the colours. The yellow that we can kind of see in there, it's really, really beautiful. And that's all to do with warmth, energy, our mental curiosity, our enlightenment, cheerfulness, even. The white is innocence, purity, balance, connecting to our childlike state. Okay, so it again, what we wear is, we think, oh, I just throw this thing on. I never thought about what I was wearing. I think we all really do think what we're wearing, but we're just not aware of it. We're going with that kind of automatic pilot, which is wonderful. That's our intuition telling us what to wear. All for colours, okay? The red that we can see in the pomegranates is to do with confidence, it's to do with vitality, it's to do with passion. And of course, the pomegranates are all about the growth that is going on. And the pomegranates, by the way, are also associated with the feminine principle and a sign of a union with the divine, okay? And that's something that's rather beautiful too. Okay. The other thing that comes up in this card is the color black, and that's the yin and yang with the white that we have in the 2 pillars there, and that's the mystery of the unknown. And the blue that we see there is the subconscious, and it's our perspective of being able to look at spiritual beauty. And if that's not just with us, that's with what's happening with the divine and the things that we look at. The number is 2, and that's a very powerful number, because when 2 people, one person on their own is one thing. Once you've got 2, things start to combine, things start to fuse together, just like night and day. We need both. We need that duality. Okay. I know that Zoe's joining us, and I'm just going to say, hang on a minute, Zoe. I will actually answer you, but I'm going to keep you sort of waiting there in the green room. Hi, Zoe. Be with you in a moment. Okay. Lovely. The element of this card is water. It's very much about our emotions, and it's about our hunches. And, I would say it's very much about our gut feelings, okay? And, people say, where does your intuition come from? Well, I guess none of us really, really, really know the answer to that. But I think that for me personally, it comes from the gut, the stomach. That's where it comes from. People think it comes from the heart, maybe for them. I think it's irrelevant, really. It's more to do with the fact it's an expression that we feel it. We feel it somewhere in our body. So don't worry if it's in a different place for you. Everything for you is what it's meant to be. Okay. And astrological association is the moon. Okay. And I'm going to say 1 second. In the waiting room coming in to say hi to us, and we'll be talking about that High Priestess with both Zoe and Victor, and that's what we'll be keeping it to, guys. Okay, and I'll be asking you some questions, as in what you think and what you feel when you look at this card. Don't worry about the meanings. Go with what you feel or what you see, and obviously each time you look at that card, you might see something new, maybe not. It is a difficult card because it does tap into our psychic, and our psychic side, as I said, sometimes we don't trust it, and the reason we don't trust it is we're not able to use it as much as perhaps we used to many years ago. But indeed, we are in a place where we will try and actually connect with that. Don't try too hard. Just allow yourself time to enjoy life, do the things that you love, and give yourself a little bit of me time, then then you are really in touch with your own high priestess. Don't forget that the high priestess, people will be surprised to know that most psychics or tarot readers identify themselves as the high priestess. Well, understandable, because they're connecting with, that psychic sort of tool that they have used, or been born with, depending on what their ability is, and where their background is and how they see it. But the high priestess is that, but we are all the high priestess. I want to make that absolutely clear. And anyone can actually just strengthen up their intuition to be able to look at what it is within them and how it works. Okay. The other thing I would actually mention with this card is there is a zodiac association with this card, which is Cancer. And that's because her astrological association is with, guess what? The moon. And that's on her head, isn't it? Okay. So, to switch scenes, and hopefully I'm going to be able to bring Zoe and Victor in.
Gonna sing.
Hi.
Hello, Zoe. I'm going to test my background sound because I know.
Phone might have shut out there. Can you hear me? Yeah? Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to take these AirPods out. Bear with me a second. It was the very time I needed to. I'm just a bit worried about feedback. So, how are you doing? Are you all right? Yeah? Good. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can kind of get you in here. Zoe, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good, 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 good. Excellent. How is the hand? Is it the hand
Well,
or?
it's the bone here that have a factor in and money disconnected.
Oh, does it hurt?
A little bit, but I'm getting used to it.
Oh, darling, I wish you better. I'm not going to ask how it happened because you're on camera, so I'm just going to.
I fell for the force.
Were you having fun when you did it? No?
Yes.
Oh, well, there we go then. There we go then. Okay, I'm going to see if I can pop the AirPod back in because I don't want to get any feedback. Okay, right. So have things been good for you this week? Well, you've got a bit of time off work. You've got some time off work.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Oh, well, look, High Priestess, what are we saying about our High Priestess? It's a time of being able to connect with you. And in a way, you're being forced to do that, aren't you? You've not got any choice. Something's happened to actually go, hold on a minute. You've got to take it easy. And you are in a place where you've got to look after you. Okay. So the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, the things that make you happy, that's the High Priestess. Okay. And allow your thoughts to roll. Okay. So you heard me. I don't know if you could hear while I was you were waiting in the waiting room. Did you hear me saying that some music or some aromatherapy or giving yourself a lovely bubble bath or, getting a new look together? That's what I want you to do. And when you do that and you're actually giving to yourself, everything that your intuition has will give you the things you've been struggling to know. But it's a card, it's a fate yet to be revealed, is what the High Priestess is all about. And I think it's one of the most difficult cards for readers, new readers, to actually go, oh gosh, what do I say? It's one of those cards that's kind of like, you know what? It's a fate to be revealed. It's something at the moment that you don't actually know, but it's going to be something that's going to be revealed to you. Could feel as if you're kind of going, oh, is it a secret? Well, only maybe your secret self will actually reveal that. You look amazing, Zoe. Love the makeup. How have you
Thanks.
managed that with one hand?
I have done makeup since I was 4.
Have you really? Come and do me, please. A bit of this. Okay, so Zoe is right at the beginning of her journey and is going along nice and gently and so kindly giving her time, which is very precious. And we're very grateful to have you along. And Zoe's from Sweden. And I'm now going to say, I'm going to pop you on mute for a minute because I'm going to say hi to Victor. I don't know if all three of us will be able to talk without it going chaotic. So I've got to actually see what happens. Okay, right. Bear with me for a second. Right. Okay, right. So here we have Victor. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Anne-Marie, and hello, Zoe. Great to see you. Or
good,
Hejsan,
good,
as we
good,
say in
good.
Swedish.
Oh, yeah. How do you say it again? Will you teach us that? We're learning something.
It's more like a similar, but like hi, hey, or hejsan. It's like a kind of different pronunciation into the when you say hello. So
That's beautiful. Okay.
right now I have a cat beside me who wants all the attention right now. So I feeling him scratching my legs right now, and I not know my baby. I am immediately in a live sending or in live right now, so I cannot be cozying with you right now. Just a moment. So he's in the background right now, like,
No
hey,
problem.
hey, give me some attention.
Oh, how lovely. Well, you see, animals are psychic. So you are animal lovers like me. You know, it's a privilege and it's wonderful. And they are very psychic in their own way, as you will know. Have you ever noticed, Zoe, maybe that with your dog, that they're able to know things that you think, how could they possibly know that, you know, maybe your dad was on his way home and, you know, he's come home at a different time, maybe, you know, different vehicle, maybe walking. How do they know? Yeah. Have you noticed that?
Not when, because I live alone with my dog most of the times. But
Right.
he doesn't notice when I'm supposed to come home because he's still laying in this couch and sleeping.
Ah, bless him, bless him. Well, my lot, no. And you know, Tony could actually be coming back on the bike, the quad bike, or walking, or in the car. And you know, we've had to change cars over the years, but they know 5, 10 minutes beforehand. And I'm looking out the window. No, no, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Boom. Yeah. And you know, I don't know if you saw, I think I put it on TikTok, YouTube maybe as well. I did a very short sort of video because they discovered a scorpion in their water bowl. And they were like, come and have a look, come and have a look. There's danger, there's danger. You know, they know maybe there's a smell that, you know, whatever it is, but whatever. But thankfully, they told us all about it before somebody actually went to that water bowl in the height of summer, in the 50s degrees Celsius that we live in here. And that would have been just awful because they can do a lot of harm. Lovely old scorpion. We sorted him out, collected him in a little plastic box and took him away. So intuition, that's what the High Priestess is all about. Okay. And, that Torah that she's holding is like a manuscript with all the actual sort of secrets. But she's kind of working out, am I going to let you know or not? And that's the other thing with the High Priestess. We are in a place sometimes where it's like we can be begging, come on, psychic, come on, tarot cards, come on, runes, come on, crystals, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. And they're like, not yet. Yeah, you've not gone inside to connect to you. And we kind of go, why? I'm ready, I'm ready. We think we are, but sometimes we need to know more. Does anybody feel that they know a high priestess in person? Victor, do you know someone that you would say, yeah, that's the high priestess? I think of that person as the high priestess.
I will be careful about artists, but normally I'm not, because she's a bit mixed feelings with her. But the first who comes up when it comes to songs in my head right now is song Diva in my thing, so we might hear about that artist as well. I all the time when that card pop up, so to me I always get the same song in my head, or it's like, and I start myself, why do this song pop up in my head every single time High Priestess comes up in my head?
Yeah.
And for me it's quite, I will not say crazy, or but it's interesting that the same card comes up in every single time.
Well,
And
that
sometimes
is your
it's going to be a
psychic
Swedish song as well. I
ability.
mean, we have someone called Carola over here in Sweden. Every single time I do a Swedish reading for someone, I get our artist Carola in my head, or her songs in my head. It's every single time.
Well, that's just how intuition works. How wonderful that you've mentioned that, because that's something I didn't mention. Yes, it's something we hear, and being psychic isn't about hearing voices, as in. I didn't want it to be anywhere. I remember begging that I didn't want to be seeing things or having things tap me or whisper in my ear, because it frightened the out of me. So I said, if you want me to do this work, and I think you do, okay, make it easy for me, and come on, give us a chance here, okay? So show me by something I hear. That I listen to, exactly what you're saying, or
Now, if
something
Zoe
on
actually
TV.
has similar as well, if she actually feeling the same when she doing reading for a person and hearing an artist, for example, in Sweden, or different. If you sing, for example, High Priestess to you, get any songs in your head?
I've just started, so I haven't really given anyone except for Sari on the live. That is like the only one I've given reading to. So I'm a really beginner in this. But
everyone begins somewhere, Zoe, and it's wonderful that you are. And don't be shy. Say, heck, can I practice? The other thing I'm going to say that I think is a massive, 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 massive game changer is when you are giving readings, and it's very appropriate tonight because the High Priestess is our psychic lady, no gender sort of, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's a High Priestess. She's the female sort of the magician, and she's also like the feminine aspect of the hermit. All those cards that are about connecting within ourselves, about being away from things, about decompressing. And the other two cards that it reminds us of, connected to Pisces, is the Hanged Man, where we are just still, and the Page of Cups, where he looks in the goblet and sees a fish. What a good boy am I? Most people would see liquid in there. He sees a fish. So that is, it's an expression of our psychic gift that we need to just go, the only way I can use this is to actually turn everything down and just bring it into that place. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you can just do that and go, that's what I say to my guides. Come on, let's put this, flick the switch, just like I put on the light. We're on, we're off. Because I don't want to be picking up all that stuff all the time. I want to be human. Okay? So, some high priestesses that have come into my life have been great psychic teachers of mine. And that's Jackie and Patricia and Maureen. And, they were all different. One of them taught me tarot. One of them gave me tarot readings. Another one did body work, as in massage. And I used to go there. Wow. Absolutely blew my mind. The colours, the symbology, the relaxation. I met my guides through massage. I went there because I had a pain in my neck, not to get that experience. But she was so gifted that, as soon as she actually had, and that is clairsentient, so your clairaudient, which is being able to hear and being able to see, is to be able to kind of say, what, in my mind, I can see, that you're going to be walking down a beach, and it's going to rain, and, there's going to be nobody on the beach, and then all of a sudden a rainbow will come out, and it'll be wonderful, and it'll be just me and the dog, and it'll be fun. That's what I mean, as in, I know it's a prediction, but it's the kind of thing. Or you would be able to kind of go, I do a reading for someone and I'd kind of go, well, I see Cornwall, because I've been to Cornwall, or I'm seeing the Emirates, or I'm seeing something. And sometimes you're shown things and I have to describe it because I don't know what I'm looking at. So it's a mixture of all of those things. And we're all psychic, and just because we can't actually officially say, oh gosh, now yes, I see Auntie Doris and she's actually smoking a pipe and she's got her knitting needles and I can smell lavender. It's not about that, But another way of being able to actually, a great psychic thing, and I want you two to try this together. Zoe, just looking at Victor, and I just want you to say the first thing that comes in your head when I ask you this question about Victor, okay? And that is, what would you give Victor to eat for his supper this evening?
To eat supper?
For his supper, something to eat. What would Victor like to eat? Don't try and work him out. Just say the first food or dish. What would you give him?
Like any dish at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking on spaghetti, spaghetti bolognese, something like that.
I love that you said that. I agree. And I'll tell you why. Before we reveal that, this is your psychic ability now. Victor, what would you give Zoe to eat for her meal tonight?
Well, actually, this is just what my gut say to me about sushi, but it's just a gut feeling I got right now.
That's what we want. What would you give her?
Well, try to make sushi, but I'm not the best cooker, so I would do my best to make sushi.
Sushi! Wow. Okay. Now, what does all of that mean, and why did she ask me such a question? Okay. Spaghetti bolognese. If we try too hard to go psychically, we can get lost. If you think of what you'd give somebody to eat, and you said spaghetti bolognese is very wholesome, very comforting, and that's you, Victor. But spaghetti bolognese is also a little bit jumbled. Yeah? And sometimes you might find that things just need to be unraveled, like the spaghetti. Might need to get the fork and the spoon and just kind of unravel it. So you're probably sorting things out at the moment. Would that make sense to you, Victor?
Yeah, indeed.
Are you in the middle of kind of like sorting a few things out because they're a bit jumbled up?
Yeah, kind of, you can say. Right now. Yeah.
But you're also very wholesome, okay? And it's not a traditional it's not traditional to your culture. She's gone for something that's a little bit different to your culture, and Italian, and spicy and wholesome and rather beautiful, and really one of the most delicious sort of dishes. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't really like spaghetti bolognese. Even if they don't eat the meat, they probably really enjoy even, you know, the actual vegetarian version of that. So you see, it means that everybody probably finds it very dear in their heart. So that's describing a little bit about when you think of a meal, it helps. Okay, now sushi, sushi, rather exotic. I would say that's our Zoe, as in, you know, this girl's got an amazing hair and makeup, and she's making a statement. And she's not going for the traditional potatoes and 3 veg. You know, that's very traditional. You know, neither of you said, oh, roast chicken, potatoes, you know, carrot, Yorkshire pudding, gravy. That's something that's very traditional. Yeah, that's a traditional dish. And of course, I'm talking about the UK there and Europe, you know, kind of thing. Fish and chips. What would it mean there? Yeah, comfort food. Everybody likes it. Bit of a treat. Yeah. So if you think of a food, you then kind of go, how do you connect to that? What would you give me to eat, Zoe? Don't worry about what I like and what I don't like, because it's not the point. What would you give me to eat? What do you think?
Ooh, she's testing us right now.
Yeah, I am. It's so much fun. It's
I love it.
fun,
I love
fun,
it.
fun. This is how you do psychic development. This is how we start. And so I'm using the cards, which is what this tutorial is about. I couldn't miss the opportunity to actually talk to you about intuition. This is
Anne-Marie,
such a
one thing I have to say about High Priestess, for me, when I got her, because she's one of my favorite cards in the deck as well, but
good.
every single
Good.
time I get her, it's like a directly descent from a relative, or because it's and I speak for all female relatives you have as well. They can actually be a quest, or because the scroll in the hand she has can be like a message for you, or
Yeah. Yeah.
someone. And I have actually, when I do my reads for myself, I have actually most of the time, but mostly I've seen the come in the future. So
That's
I
right.
do something that the intuition card speaks about what comes for your future, and
That's right.
No,
It's a future card. Absolutely. It's saying not at the moment, maybe it's a future card. Okay. So
it speaks about a lot about your ancestors as well.
yes,
If you have like a
absolutely. It
grandmother
all
or
connects to the past, and that's where we've got to connect to ourselves because that's where it will all come from, the connection with our
that's why I love this
ancestors.
card as well, because I'm glad that you actually added this so we could learn more about it. But because
It's
I'm
a
so
lovely
sensitive
card.
to
People
and
struggle with it because they're kind of going, oh my gosh, who's this? What's this? It's an aspect of you, and it's an aspect of, you know, if you're the one having the reading or you're
like I
giving the
said, it could
reading to
be
yourself.
actually your ancestors as well, trying to connect as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is.
Because I've seen
It
it
is indeed.
myself.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm not going to let you off. What are you going to give me to eat?
Lasagna.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I love lasagna. I love everything we've mentioned, actually. I'm a real foodie. Lasagna, layers, layers, many, many, many layers. So you're right, there's many layers. As in, so you've got the pasta, you've got the mince, you've got the tomato sauce, of course, in there, you've got the cheese sauce. So it's all very different. And hopefully it's comforting and one of people's favorites. A little bit exotic Italian. I quite like that. Thank you. Okay, Victor, do you want to give a suggestion of just psychically what you'd give me to eat?
For you, Anne-Marie, when it comes to dinner, I think that so we might hear about this, but we have something called elk or moose. In
Oh
Sweden,
yeah,
quite a lot.
yeah.
Like a moose steak with a
Yes,
potato
yes, Yeah.
brown sauce, and I thought it was a quite interesting English
You'd give
interpretation.
that to me. That's a little bit exotic. Thank you very much.
And
Okay.
some veggies.
Well, it's a little
A lot of
different, isn't
possible,
it?
but
You've
I
not
think it's
given
more
me an
way to.
orange, you know. You've given me something a little bit different, a little bit quirky, a little bit exotic, a little bit of a luxury or whatever, you know. And I know that, you know, people might say, oh gosh, no. But yes,
But
the whole
not
thing was an
confused, but
exercise
um,
to
I would
say
say that it's
what you get from
quite
that.
traditional dish over here right now. So that's my psychic gift to you in food way.
Thank you very much indeed for that. Right, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show people the link that they can join us. And then I'm hoping to kind of come back in and just show you something else. So I'm going to pop us on mute for a minute, okay? And we'll be back, okay? So everybody, I'm just popping on the screen for you where you can have a PDF download from my website, tarotwithanne-marie.com, where you can find out all about how to actually read the tarot cards with my courses. I have lots of courses on there, and they are aimed at taking you to a professional level, because that's my background, getting people into the profession of tarot reading specifically, and their spirituality. So this PDF covers lots and lots of key points. People call these, you know, worksheets, call it what you want. I've put all the bits and pieces on there, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it. It's something that will give you all the answers. If you don't want to do the courses, start with the PDF, and yeah, download it. You've got your own copy there of everything and anything. Oh, it's all about the symbols, and the elements are on there, numerology, the colours, all those wonderful things for you to enjoy. Now, you can, of course, go to the website and you can start off with the major arcana or some of the minor arcana. I've split them all up for you to be able to enjoy. Okay, so I'm trying to get back to this. Okay, just before I bring in Zoe and Victor, I wanted to kind of share with you, there you go, there's an amethyst crystal, perfect crystal to be able to amplify your psychic vision, and it supports you and it amplifies the third eye. Okay, clear quartz terminated crystal here, as in, and that came from Phoenix, Arizona. Believe it or not, when I built our property that we live on, I buried 2 kilos of these babies into the earth so that we would be balanced, protected, happy, and guided by what we're meant to do, and pay attention to what our purpose was, as in our journey, in our home here. And my beautiful crystal ball that Tony bought me so many years ago, crystals are lovely for gazing, as in it's not something that I would actually do on a phone reading, which is the kind of readings I do. But if I go to a show, yes, I would use it, so that there is always that chance for my beautiful crystals. And there are so many. So I just thought I'd introduce you to a couple of those this evening. Okay, right, I'm going to move that to one side. So what have I got for you here? Okay, I'm going to try and zoom this in a wee bit. Okay, bear with me, folks. Let's hope that this works. There you go. These are all different High Priestess cards. Okay, there's a giant one. Giant. Can you see that's my hand? Yeah. And that's your normal size. But look at this one. It's plastic. Isn't that just awesome? So for readers like me, who are sort of on the go and grabbing sort of, you know, a drink, we don't want to be sort of, it's never happened, but I'm sure it could. we don't want to be in a position where we are upsetting the upper card of our beautiful cards and making them wet, so they can be wiped clean very easily. So this is a giant Rider-Waite sort of based High Priestess. And the reason I have that is sometimes when doing lives, holding them up, you want to be able to sort of people to see the cards. So if I'm doing something where it's a vertical sort of experience, it's good. They are difficult to shuffle because they're huge, but they're lovely. Then we've got this one here. This was gifted to me by a client, Sharon, and lovely Sharon gave me this deck, and it's the Housewives tarot deck, and that is the High Priestess. If you look, it says secret syrup. So again, it's about secrets to be revealed. So having that theme come in there. I'm just going to see if I can zoom that one up a tiny bit more. Maybe you can see that. Secret syrup. Yeah? Okay. So then we've got this one. Gosh, this reminds me of Zoe. Zoe, look at this. This is you in my mind. Surrounded by all these beautiful creatures, sitting there, enjoying life. And there's the cat and there's the fox. Lots of reasons why they may be there that we won't go into tonight. But a beautiful High Priestess and a real modern lady. Don't think the High Priestess is somebody that is a psychic at just fairs or somebody that gives readings. It can be the lady next door. She can be the one that gives you that beautiful advice and kind of just listens to you, and you just feel better. She may not have said anything. She's just listening, letting you work it all out for yourself while she just holds back and allows you to unravel. Okay? So, yeah, modern. And very much, I would say, that would remind me of Zoe. And another one that I would say reminds me of my darling Zoe. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. And again, beautiful, beautiful colours based on the Rider-Waite deck. I think that's the Groovy Tarot. No, this is the Groovy Tarot. This is the Tripping. Okay, let me take that down a little bit. Okay, so, and this one, this is the Enchantment Tarot. This is our Winter Waite deck of Christmas. You can't really see because I've got a green screen behind this, but that is a really dark green, a bit like the tree in the background behind me. Beautiful. And again, really modern sort of look to it. A borderless Rider-Waite, and I do recommend the Rider-Waite as in for teaching because it's universal. The symbology is pretty much the same. These are not, of course, but and neither is this. You don't have to stick to that, but starting off, it does help, okay, because the symbols remain consistent, you see? Yeah. And yeah, look at this, the eye, third eye that I was talking about with the crystal. And this one's absolutely glorious as well. So this is the Groovy Rider-Waite deck. This is the Tripping, okay? And this one comes from the Urban Tarot deck. Do you know what? I pulled these out this morning and kind of like I've spent all day trying to get this to kind of come together. And I didn't really pay attention. But look, it's exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to zoom that one in a little bit more. Okay. Can you see the High Priestess? She's soaking in the bath with the candles, and there's the flowers. And I've got lots and lots of decks, and I'm sorry, I tend to use the same sort of few decks when I'm with clients and it's a busy day. I just kind of keep them going, and they get a bit sort of a bit raggedy, and I wouldn't want to show them on camera, as in when they're used all the time. Try and keep them pristine for you. But just to show you, there are different sort of aspects, but I think this is very much beautiful modern sort of twist on that. So now I'm zooming that back out again. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, don't see the edge of my Mac. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Taking time. taking time to connect with you. Even if you read a book and go, I didn't think anything, I just enjoyed the book, good. Because then you're relaxed, and when you're relaxed and your thoughts are bowling, inspiration will come. Okay, so I'm going to actually just turn around and hopefully suggest to you to have a quick look at the website. There's the symbolism workbook that I showed you earlier on, and you can just get that as a download on my website. It's not a lot of money. There you go. If you're interested in taking it further, I have always worked as in with a team of professionals, and I took them up to levels where they would be able to make a full-time living as a tarot reader. It's not just doing courses and leaving you to it. So there's one of the courses there, the mastery one, and there you go. That is the PDF, as in if you are interested, I'll post that in the link on YouTube so you can get your copy, but head over to Tarot with Marie and you'll surely get it. Okay, right, I'm going to just quickly jump back and thank both Zoe and Victor for joining us. And thank you very, very much for all of your help. Gosh, I've got two Zoes. Sorry about that. Sorry, Victor. We've got to turn around and try and sort of get Victor in there. Okay, my apologies. 1 second. Hopefully we'll get you back, Victor. Right. There we are. Sorry, Victor. Obviously just didn't save as in where I put before. So I hope that everybody continues on their journey. Don't forget, on Tuesday at 5 we will be working with, we always do some combination cards with the major card or the whatever it is, as in we're doing one card, as in, so we're working our way through. We've had the Fool, we've had the Magician, now the High Priestess. So that means on Tuesday we'll do the High Priestess with some combination cards so that we can try and piece things together, layer things, and get a story of how to fuse and build up a reading. But it's just 2 cards. Go slowly, 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 slowly. That's what the courses are all about if you want to kind of go running on with that. All right. Zoe, Victor, thank you so much for your time. Lovely to have you. Trying to unmute you. Gosh, I'm pressing the wrong thing. Okay, if you say bye-bye to
Anyhow,
everybody.
Anne-Marie, thank you so much. And just before you're leaving, those it was the lower part, second card on the High Priestess. You have look exactly like Jan Bauer.
Wow!
So I love that deck. Show that in camera so people can see that part.
Fantastic. Oh, thanks for that, Victor.
That was a card for me, 100%.
Oh, how lovely is that? I'm really pleased, Victor. That's made my day. Thank you so much for that. Zoe, bye-bye. Good luck with the arm. Hope you're not in too much pain. And maybe we'll see you next week, Tuesday. Yeah. Thursday, if you can. Thursdays is probably the one that I'd love you to be on, either of you. Tuesday, there's so much going on there. I may not be able to kind of go through things with you, but I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of learning a little bit about psychic development and how to go into our intuition and some of the tips and tricks. They're very simple. Okay. See you all soon, everybody. Bye-bye from us all. And thank you for having us. Okay. And we'll play you out with our usual. Bye.